Vice Chancellor, Professor of Economics, make the national anthem and the University of Calabar song. The national anthem and the University of Calabar song. You may please be seated. The visitor, President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, represented by the Honorable Minister of Education, Professor Tahir Maman, the Governor of Cross River State, His Excellency Senator Basir Rutu, represented by the Honorable Commissioner for Education, Senator Stephen Ode, the Chancellor of this great institution, His Highness Aminu Ado Bayero, here represented by the Vice Chancellor, the Speaker of the Cross River State House of Assembly, the Secretary of the Cross River State Government, the Executive Secretary, National Universities Commission, Mr. Chris Mayaki, the Permanent Secretary, Minister of Education, here represented by the Director of University Education, Mrs. Emma Igor Elizabeth, the Vice Chancellor, University of Calabar, the Executive Secretary, Tertiary Education Trust Fund, here represented by the Zonal Coordinator, South-South Zone of Third Fund, Engineer Aminu Dumburi, the Pro-Chancellor, Havila University, Iyaloja General, Chief Dr. Mujida Folashade Tinubu Ojo, and other Pro-Chancellors present, visiting Vice-Chancellors from other universities, Principal Officers of the University of Calabar, Deans and Directors, former Vice-Chancellors present, members of the Cross River and Akwa Ibom State Executive Council, members of the University Senate, Secretary General of Committee of Vice Chancellors of Nigerian University, here represented by Dr. David Wa, all professors present, heads of departments, chairman and members of the University Ceremonial Committee, all federal and state parliamentarians, national president and members of the Unical Alumni, honorary degree recipients, friends and families of the honorary degree recipients, our royal fathers, captain of industries, gentlemen of the clergy, service commanders present, 36 convocation graduates, parents and guardians, gentlemen of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you to the 36th convocation ceremony of the University of Calabar. Today's event, which will climax this entire ceremony, will be marked by the award of doctorate degrees, honorary degrees, and induction into Unical alumni. The journey is about to begin as I invite the man who presides over events of this magnitude, the registrar of this great institution, Mr. Gabriel Eber, to please step forward and flag off proceedings. Thank you very much.
The Honorable Visitor, Your Excellencies, Mr. Chancellor, here represented by our own Vice Chancellor, members of the Federal Executive Council, members of the National Assembly, Your Highnesses, members of Senate, my lords, spiritual and temporal, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. In accordance with Section 4, Subsection 1 of the University of Calabar Decree number 80 of 1979, I have the honor to invite the Chancellor, Alhaji Aminu Adobayero, who is here represented by the Vice Chancellor of this great university, to step forward, constitute and declare open this assembly as the 36th convocation of the University of Calabar for the purpose of awarding doctorate degree, honorary cursor, and induction of the alumni.
By the authority vested in me by Section 4, Subsection 1 of the University of Calabar Decree number 80 of 1979, I hereby declare open this assembly as the 36th convocation of the University of Calabar for the purpose of awarding doctorate degrees, honorary cursor degrees, and induction into Unical alumni.
Honorable visitor to the university, Your Excellencies, Your Highnesses, members of the National Assembly, my lords, Vice Chancellor, members of Senate, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I now respectfully invite the Chancellor, Alhaji Aminu Ado Bayero, to address Convocation.
The visitor at University, His Excellency, the President and Commander-in-Chief of Nigerian Armed Forces, President Ahmed Bola Tinubu, here ably represented by our own dear Honorable Minister of Education, very distinguished gentlemen and ladies, my Lord spiritual and temporal, His Highness, the Chancellor of the University is unavoidably absent. And yesterday, I read his message to the university community and the congregation. I have the permission of the visitor to our university to rather read my own address as the Vice Chancellor, because the address of His Highness was read yesterday and it is the same address. I, on behalf of the management, Senate staff and students, welcome you with much delight to this convocation ceremony for PhD graduates and award of honorary doctorate degrees as part of the proceedings of the 36th convocation ceremony of the University of Calabar. The great results from the efforts of my administration to reposition the university for academic excellence, which manifests yearly in the postgraduate school, have been the impetus for the creation of a special day for the PhD convocation ceremony. Being the highest degree awarded by the university, the PhD has a unique place, hence a special occasion to celebrate it. In May 2023, as part of the 35th convocation, when we first had this ceremony held here, we had a bountiful harvest of 520 PhDs. With deep significance, that was a moment of our history, marked by the flourish of red academic gowns, even as we see them today, which sheer numbers and quality testify to our diligence and vision. In this year's ceremony, we have yet another rich yield of 457 PhDs in less than 1 year since the last celebration. Let me congratulate our PhD graduates for achieving this academic feat that comes with rigor and strain, but the success of which overwhelms all. I also heartily appreciate the sacrifices made by the staff, particularly the lecturers and the supervisors, who guided the students through the course of their studies and research culminating in today's ceremony. The gala night, which took place yesterday night, another first in our institution, was in honor and appreciation of the PhD graduates and their supervisors. That occasion underscored the primacy of understanding and cooperation between lecturers and their students in quality research output in a learning environment. At the convocation ceremony yesterday, honorable visitor, for the award of diplomas, first degrees, masters, and postgraduate diplomas, we had a total of 11,152 graduates, the breakdown of which is as follows. 10,117 were undergraduates, with 46 of them graduating with first class honors. 218 were ordinary diplomas. 807 were master's students, with 218 with postgraduate diplomas. This unprecedented number of graduates is a result of fast online result processing and other steps taken to graduate our students on time. Today, we have 457 PhDs, which signifies a great leap forward in terms of timeliness and percentage completion of studies by our students. Obviously, our emphasis on strict adherence to timelines, prompt processing of results, and scheduling of defense for those who have duly completed their researches and are yielding good fruits to the benefit of all. I have hopes that captains of industries who are part of this August assembly will seize this opportunity of getting the needed information about researches of interest for partnership that will be beneficial to them and the society. It was for this reason that we had a research fair and exhibition on the 19th and 20th of this month as part of the 36th Convocation activities. I want to use this opportunity to salute and welcome Mr. President, who is ably represented here, to our university. I commend Mr. President for his visionary leadership, particularly the directive to exempt tertiary institutions from the chokehold of Integrated Payroll and Personal Information System, IPPS, and the introduction of student loan scheme. The full implementation of the directives on IPPIS will, among other things, create the opportunity for us to employ and retain the best in the system. Without this, even the 46 who graduated yesterday with first class will not have the chance of being engaged in the system. On our part, we pledge our continued support for Mr. President's administration. I am grateful to the Honorable Minister of Education and the Executive Secretaries of National Universities Commission and TED Fund for their support and encouragement, which made possible the commissioning of 6 projects this morning. These projects are 3 lecture pavilions, 2 student hostels, and 1 block for mass communication. We are also appreciative of the ongoing TED Fund and capital projects, namely the Dean of Engineering Office Building, Faculty of Pharmacy Administrative Building, Faculty of Pharmacy Academic Building, Engineering Workshop, 2nd phase of Faculty of Law, Educational Technology Building, amongst many others that are still running. On our part, we pledge that no abandoned projects will be left uncompleted. I want to also use this opportunity to once again appreciate His Excellency Senator Prince Basi Edet Otu, the Governor of Cross River State, for his support. While we drove to commission Hostel 11, I told the visitor and our Honorable Minister that the road was very impassable. And just on Sunday last week, I called on the governor, just one dial, he picked the call. I told him that the Honorable Minister will be commissioning projects, and the hostel was one of the projects he was going to commission, and we had no road to drive through. On Monday, Tuesday, he mobilized his Minister for Work and Environment to do justice to the place. And today we have a road that is very passable. I thank you, Mr. Governor of Cross River State. Again, I appreciate all your royal fathers who are present with us here today. We are grateful to all the security chiefs in Cross River State for their support, and the Nigerian Army in particular for the gunboat for patrolling and policing of the Kwa River front bordering the university, which has been a route for criminal gangs to rob, kidnap, and terrorize university staff and students. Honorable Visitor, sir, we have been working very hard to complement your efforts, Mr. President's efforts, at encouraging and building the youth, in addition to our core mandate of teaching, research, and community service. Indicators of the progress made in this direction of encouraging our youth can be gleaned from the following developments. Senate approval of the institution of the Vice Chancellor Scholarship Award for Academic Excellence for the one best student in each of the 110 departments of the university. That is already running. Establishment of the Student Welfare Board, which caters for the social and health needs of our students. Introduction of work-to-study program, which allows students in need to be engaged as casual staff while pursuing their studies in the university. The first 100 beneficiaries have been engaged, and they will start work 1st of April 2024. The plan is such that the work schedule will be designed in a way that will take into cognizance their academic engagements. We also encourage and motivate students to acquire entrepreneurial skills for self-reliance through the Entrepreneurship Development Center of the University and STEP program. We regularly and timely mobilize our students for NYSC. In the last 1 year, we have mobilized 7,560 graduates for NYSC. Honorable Visitor, sir, who is also our Honorable Minister, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, my Senate member, I fail to use this opportunity of your presence, sir, to tell you of some of our urgent needs, some of which are already known by you and the two executive secretaries, NUC and TEDFON. First, among them, is the correction of the structural defect of the university main library. The university library is the most commodious building in the university, and for 2 years, it has been vacated and cordoned off, limiting staff and students access to valuable resources for teaching and research. Professionals fear that 10 billion naira will not build such an edifice in today's Nigeria. Hence the need to save the building from total collapse. We have earlier submitted the results of the integrity test we carried out and all relevant documents to the Ministry of Education, NUC, and TEDFON. That was even before the coming of the present Honorable Minister. We pray and hope that Honorable Minister and the two executive secretaries will help us to attend to these our needs, as we even plan to next week resubmit the documents to your various offices. Building of a perimeter fence along the waterfront of Kwa River to prevent easy access to campus by criminal gangs who terrorize staff and students. From 2016 to now, the university has lost a good number of staff and students to criminal elements through kidnapping. Still very fresh in our mind is one of Nigeria's brightest neurologists, our own Mrs. Ephraim, Professor Ephraim, who had not come back. She chose to stay back to serve Nigeria rather than join the league of those who are leaving the country. But yet, the result is that for the past 1 year plus, we don't know her whereabouts. And by the help of God, one of us who is roped here, Professor Patrick Egaga, was just released some weeks back after more than 1 month's torture in the hands of the criminal elements. We have some of them, our staff, who have been amputated because of these same people. We have lost students to the same thing. We therefore called on the Honorable Minister to please take our message to Mr. Visitor to please assist us by providing a perimeter fence along the Kwa River. Employment and retention of the best minds in the system to sustain academic excellence. It is no more news that for the past 3 years, since we came on board, we have not been able to employ, even to retain our first-class graduates. In our first convocation 2021, I made a promise to retain the 8 of them that had first class. Unfortunately, we have not been able to fulfill that promise because of the bottlenecks of IPPIS and the Office of Head of Service. It is our hope that Honorable Minister, who has worked so hard to see that tertiary institutions are taken out of IPPIS, will conclude that to enable us employ able hands to teach our students. Let me also bring to your notice, sir, which I think NUC is very aware of, that most of our faculties, especially dentistry, pharmacy, and some other environmental science and others, today have no lecturers of their own. We depend heavily on sabbatical leave and adjunct lecturers who will not give our students full attention. We do hope that sooner than later we will be able to engage the hands that will help to groom the quality of graduates we desire as a university and Nigeria. So we need support to develop our sporting facilities and recreational facilities, because we are also preparing for NUGA 2026, which we shall be hosting. While we rode with the Honorable Minister, he asked the percentage of the population of our students and the percentage of students we are accommodating. I told him that we accommodate only 7% of our students' population. It is on that note that I want to make an appeal to TED Fund and Nigerians who have the capacity and the resources to come invest in the University of Calabar by providing hostel accommodation for the teeming number of our students. Against the NUC minimum regulation is that not less than 30% of students should be accommodated in the university. Unfortunately, we accommodate only 7%. I want to use this opportunity to congratulate the ladies and gentlemen who are graduating here today, and also to congratulate the nominees for the honorary doctorate degree of our university. The nominees are all astute entrepreneurs and nation builders whose visions and innovativeness and acts of generosity are profoundly inspiring. It is in recognition of these well-acknowledged and exemplary attributes that the Senate of the University unanimously approved the conferment of the special honor on them. As they receive this honor today, they will be inducted into the alumni of the institution and will, by leaps and bounds, enrich it and the university. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish to thank you for your presence at this occasion, the support accorded by administration and the University of Calabar in general. As we forge ahead, I am confident that with your assistance, much can be attracted to the institution to put in a better footing to realize its objectives and fulfill its role in the society. Finally, I again welcome all distinguished guests. Because of lack of time, I will not be able to go by your names, but I know the protocol made justice to the list. I want to specially recognize Chief Dr. Mujidat Folashade Tinubu Ojo, the Pro-Chancellor of Havila University Nde Ikom. Ma, I do not take your presence here for granted. Thank you for coming. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, may God grant you journey mercies back to your destinations in Jesus' name.
The Honorable Visitor, with your kind permission, I will now call upon the Dean of Postgraduate School to present graduates for the Doctor of Philosophy of the school.
Will all the graduates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy of the University of Calabar please stand? My distinguished graduates, please remove your caps. The Chancellor, sir, by the authority of Senate of the University of Calabar, I present to you the following persons who have been found worthy, both in character and learning, to be admitted to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy of this university.
By the authority vested in me as Chancellor, I admit you to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy of the University of Calabar. Congratulations to all of you.
Greatest Malabites! Please, you may replace your caps. As I call on your name, you please proceed diligently, have a handshake with the representative of the visitor to the University of Calabar, the Honorable Minister of Education, and the representative of our Chancellor, our own beloved Vice Chancellor, Professor Florence Banku Obi. I'll start with from the Faculty of Agriculture, Department of Agricultural Extension and Rural Sociology, Dr. Comfort Felix Aya. Dr. Mary Teresa Agege Ebe. Please make it snappy. Dr. Idonese Michael Sunday. Department of Animal Science, Dr. Loveday Jim Isaac. Dr. Peace Amarachi Igwe. Dr. Akpe Effiong Akpe. Dr. Abasiema Nsima Robert, Department of Crop Science, Dr. Athanasius Don Dada Mati, Dr. Bernadette Ozioma Bisong, Dr. Ekpeyong Inyang Ekpeyong, Dr. Florence Mongomo Nkasi, Dr. Ime Iyeme Ebong, Department of Fisheries and Aquaculture, Dr. Peter Ene Asukwo, Department of Forestry, Wildlife Resources Management, Dr. Orok Ofiong Okon, Dr. Regina Ado Eno, Department of Soil Science, Dr. Muhammad Ilyasu, Dr. Afrepe Ibo Akbama, Dr. Dopo Edek Basi, Faculty of Arts, Department of English and Literary Studies, Dr. John Ogbonia Ubai, Dr. Patient George Eni, Dr. Bevan Amadu Ajidiku, Dr. Chukwuike Okorie, Dr. Beatrice Ngwede Ebinga, Dr. Agu Ama Eta, Dr. Owan Jane Ikwo, Department of History and International Studies, Dr. Philip Nsa Eken, Dr. Lawrence Oyo Ekpenyong, His Excellency Dr. Peter Agbe Ode, Dr. Jude Obeche Ngad, Department of Religion and Cultural Studies, Dr. Fidelis Igbege Aja, Dr. Anthony Intiero Basi, Dr. Yusuf Dakida Dahiru, Dr. Godwin Obete Ego, Dr. Robert Bicom Eta, Dr. Idongese Moses Friday, Dr. Abunweme Solomon Andrew, Dr. Justus Onyebuchi Okafor, Dr. Iderain Jacob Ekbe, Dr. Kingsley Pius Eccles, Department of Linguistics and Communication Studies, Dr. Peace Oja Eba, Dr. Effiong Edet Okoro, Dr. Udeme Ani Nkang, Dr. Eunice Kingsley Ukebu, Dr. Mercy Okon Ipe, Dr. Lucy Mishana Ushupule, Dr. Roslyn Ntui Ebe, Dr. Imiabon John Ofon, Dr. Anthony Ekpo Basi, Dr. Prince Agbo Onyi, Dr. Mfon Brownson Ekpe, Dr. Jude Okoro, Department of Modern Languages and Translation Studies, Dr. Rosalind Anthony Mfon, Dr. Miriam Stephen Inegbe, Dr. Dorothy Efiom Okon, Dr. Margaret Vincent Eki, Dr. Mary Jo Ekpe Edet, Department of Philosophy, Dr. Simon Chukwukola Uduagu, Dr. Elias Ifeanyi Ozoigwe, Dr. Sunday Odum Edo, Dr. Iremia Barnabas, Dr. Christian Cletus Akpan, Dr. Michael Basi Eneyo, Dr. Peter Daniel Ede, Dr. John Ulafo Ono, Dr. Stephen Tekembi Awa, Dr. Friday Achu Oti, Dr. Gabriel Akwaji Agabi, Dr. Afen Pius Ohaire, Dr. Ife Kenna Chukwuemeka, Dr. Pius Kelvin Achikpi Ushe, Dr. Emmanuel Okom Efio, Dr. Department of Theatre and Media Studies, Dr. Edan Yolanda Ekpo Basi, Dr. Emike Umole, Dr. Nnannake Emmanuel Ekeke, Dr. Gloria Emmanuel Basi, Dr. Vincent Uchenna Nnamele, Dr. Gabriel Onwujoku Ona, Dr. Michael Abe Ndifo, Faculty of Allied Medical Sciences, Department of Public Health, Dr. Joy Awu Chabu, Dr. Elizabeth Libuo Bechel, Dr. Ibiang Ariko Oka, Dr. Takum Otu Fidelis, Dr. Tolutope Adewale Odeshi, Dr. Gibb Macaulay Itientu, Dr. Inebon Boniface William, Dr. Joseph Nso Ase, Faculty of Basic Medical Sciences, Department of Anatomy, Dr. Sedeyan N.S. Anani, Dr. Job William, Department of Biochemistry, Dr. Oluwatobi Paul Adebayo, Dr. Anyekeme Ndisa Iyan, Dr. Ezekiel Udo Umo, Dr. Nsikarabasi Ekam, Dr. Grace Eswa Udosen, Dr. Mfodobon Eswa Bana Asenye, Dr. Boniface Uninke Ati, Dr. Uke Nta Obete, Dr. Bosch Ndifon Taka, Dr. Baptista Achibong Nya, Dr. Utibe Evans Basi, Dr. Uche Stephen Akatobi. Please, can you move faster? Dr. Wilson Aaron Obus, Dr. Gabriel Osogi Etem, Dr. Esane MS Anani, Department of Pharmacology, Dr. Noah Pere Abe, Department of Human Physiology, Dr. Emmanuel Olebe Ofutet, Dr. Idara Asukwo Okon, Dr. Ekementi Ebasi Aniebo Imo, Dr. Idanese Basi Umo, Dr. Peter Ori Odu, Dr. Christiana Egbon Obete, Dr. Atum Irene Okwene, Dr. Ogechi Queen Odawale, Dr. Azubike Raphael Nwaji, Dr. Efiok Aniekan Achibong, Dr. Iniobong Ateng Ante, Faculty of Arts and Social Science Education, Dr. Francisca Francis Asukwo, Dr. Basi Ene Efiom, Dr. Rosemary Frank Atar, Dr. Elizabeth Etem Iwo, Dr. Ifoma Mary Oji, Dr. Eme Edet Etem, Department of Environmental Education, Dr. Victor Edet Owine, Dr. Agnes Omari Oru, Dr. Juliana Bebwo Diwa, Dr. Leo Basi Ajom, Dr. Oham Sunday Basi, Dr. Simon Ode Odoko, Dr. Elizabeth Godwin Alaga, Dr. Eno Etem Uno, Dr. Ewa Mata Desmond, Dr. Quinette Achibong, Department of Library and Information Science, Dr. Nkeruwem John Etu, Dr. Christiania Okon Abia, Dr. Ode Shiegbe Adewale, Dr. James Ogbonna Okpa, Dr. Clement Enai Koine Bedford, Dr. Dennis Pira Anangbade, Dr. Joseph Ngwangwaye Igligi, Dr. Lulu Joseph, Dr. Paul Vanen Akpo, Dr. Titi Lola Olu Olaniyi Adegoke, Dr. Comfort Linus Iyan, Dr. Samuel Ibo Ube, Dr. Ubang Joseph Otong, Dr. Edidion Ime Eyo, Department of Social Science Education, Dr. Lucy Aloye Owan, Dr. Esther Edward Ode, Dr. Ekemini David Kumor, Dr. Enobong Gabriel Apa, Dr. Stella Uchechukwu Okeke, Dr. Chinyere Anthony Ofen, Department, Faculty of Educational Foundation Studies, Department of Continuing Education and Development Studies, Dr. Ipok Emmanuel Okon, Dr. Ube Teresa Bain, Dr. Benedict Undishikele Unyashi, Dr. Cecilia Obi Nwoye, Dr. Edet David, Dr. Imoke Awara Evo, Dr. Teresa Daniel Alobo, Dr. A.K. Kanu Aya, Dr. Julius Obange Kijo, Department of Curriculum and Teaching, Dr. Princess Wankimbom Otu, Dr. Ese Obianuju Nwakama, Dr. Mary Imo Iyan, Department of Educational Foundations, Dr. Glory Joseph Njama, Dr. Aniyom Asukwo Obambon, Dr. Caleb Raymond Effion, Dr. Beatrice Ojong Ndifon, Dr. Cletus Johnson Igbo, Dr. Peace Usechukwu Inameti, Dr. Aries George Abachu, Dr. Michael Akamabang, Dr. Azumta Ifeyinwa Emecheta, Dr. Umoma Flora Oga, Dr. Temitayo Abimbola Olokun, Dr. Joyce Ekpo Egi, Dr. Umu Akamusu Unwanede, Dr. Samuel Eguru Ode, Dr. Sylvester Mbe Orim, Dr. Okon Uno Ede, Dr. Catherine Boniface Ekarika, Department of Educational Management, Dr. Achibong Eno Etum, Dr. Ndem Blessing Emmanuel, Dr. Nwakpa Chinyere Naomi, Dr. Bush Jane Ugonna, Dr. Patrick Oga Ategu, Dr. Etoti Ukweni Ewa, Dr. Elizabeth Etum Atta, Dr. Inyang Okpo Efa, Dr. Comfort Dixon Basi, Dr. Grace Eyo, Dr. Jenny George Moses, Dr. Glory Chooks Agube, Dr. Efa Otu Ubi, Dr. Juliet Uju Ogbuli, Dr. Emem Edem Akban, Dr. Grace Agbo Echik, Dr. Diana Brown Isokun, Dr. Blessing Frank Akubo, Dr. Adewale Babatokpe Odunton, Dr. Blessing Edek Isom, Dr. Virginia Ikwachi Ojogo, Dr. Francis Oka Ifere, Dr. Francisca Kenala Uyokema Allah, Dr. Udema Etimakban, Dr. Grace Ikim Ushe, Department of Guidance and Counseling, Dr. Adomi Iram Eroma, Dr. Bashir Fidelis Unimna, Dr. Enem Medaku David Ame, Dr. Beatrice Mbaka Michael, Dr. Linda Ese Ndome, Dr. Inemesida Niedi Abasi Maxim, Dr. Isaac Olu Dada, Department of Special Education, Dr. Flora Ibia Musa, Dr. Innocent Ushe Iba, Dr. Mary Moses Eden, Dr. Margaret Ukwanu Uzo, Dr. Janet Aloye Adigbe, Dr. Martina Ogbonya Ntino, Dr. Victor Basi Akpan, Dr. Michael Okaba Atabe, Dr. Ikpi Ewa Obete, Dr. Raymond Ogbeche Oga, Dr. Temitope Adebisi Amodu, Dr. Augustine Ani, Dr. Olalade Olayinka Nnamani, Dr. Dorothy Eno Ajayi, Dr. Sylvester Ashikabe Nkebe, Faculty of Vocational and Science Education, Department of Human Kinetics and Health Education, Dr. Oyama Nsan Eya, Dr. Stephen Ushe Akpa, Department of Science Education, Dr. Joy Joseph Obi, Dr. Priscilla Nkwo Ibu, Dr. Kokonita Efion, Dr. Nimfas Danusa Alashoki, Dr. Chinyere Genevieve Atama, Dr. Mary Rose Tochukwu Oli, Dr. Bessie Ekpe Aribo, Faculty of Biological Sciences, Department of Botany, Dr. Daniel Ofiong Etum, Dr. Efa Anobeja Efa, Department of Genetics and Biotechnology, Dr. Edem Udwat Linus, Dr. Lasbury Ikenna Emegi, Dr. Solomon Okon Abraham, Dr. Julius Oyoshosho Philip, Department of Microbiology, Dr. Elizabeth Nkangafel Mbim, Dr. Jacqueline Ebob Tar, Department of Zoo and Environmental Biology, Dr. Solomon Beshel, Dr. Kenneth Igban Sunday, Dr. Silvanus Ekpe Ebari, Dr. Peace Amarachi Chinedu Ndukwe, Dr. Monica Kirian Akpan, Dr. Anya Chinyere Osondu, Catholic Institute of West Africa, Department of Pastoral Theology, Dr. Cyril Chinedu Onwazioze, Dr. Andrew Ugochukwu Ana, Department of Moral Theology, Dr. Maurice Edem Okon, Dr. Francis Igudia, Dr. Jonathan Daniel Abasi. Department of Canon Law, Dr. Steve Greg Onyechukwu Chubuebe, Dr. Emmanuel Anthony Douglas Gaya, Dr. Emmanuel Christian Okeku, Dr. Singfred Nsene Tata. Department of Pastoral and Communication Studies, Dr. Clement Malaki Wache. Department of Sacred Liturgy, Dr. Callistus Malgemonokai Ikane. Department of Systematic Theology, Dr. Ezekiel Tijana Danlami. Department of Biblical Theology, Dr. Vincent Dion. Dr. Isaac Uchechukwu Agu, Dr. Paul Beshibekom Ikwe. Faculty of Clinical Sciences, Pioneer PhD graduate, Dr. Otawusi Daniel Usonde, Dr. Iwasam Elemi Agbo, Dr. Martin Anazodo Noli, Dr. Usang Edet Usang, Dr. Otobo Odezi Fidelis, Dr. Christiana Ifeyinwa Obiora, Dr. Okon Ekpeyong Nete, Dr. Tijani Idris Ahmad Hussein, Dr. Henry Olayere Obanife, Dr. Ekpelosin Ekpe, Dr. Antonia Asanye Ikpeme, Dr. Saturday Bob Etu, Dr. Kingsley Honorary Akaba, Dr. Egosa Morgan. Faculty of Environmental Science, Department of Environmental Resource Management, Dr. Joseph Nte Bison, Dr. Pleasant Effiong Udoipo, Dr. Udwa Isidore Udo, Dr. Felix Isidore Ibana, Department of Geography and Environmental Science, Dr. Marcel Ojua Ochang, Dr. Israel Effiong Etudo, Dr. Ochola Adigu, Dr. Tengu Asaswe, Dr. Stephen Utre, Dr. Daniel Elechi Okbara, Dr. Eteng Lekameteng Ikona, Dr. Sunday Ta Diba, Dr. Udwawabong Peter Udo, Dr. Kenneth Akla, Dr. Samuel Jimmy Eyo, Dr. Edek Mbu Joseph Erim. Faculty of Law. Faculty of Law, Dr. Stephen Ode, Dr. Okon Effiong. In case you didn't know, Dr. Stephen Ode is a representative of His Excellency the Governor of Cross River State. My Honorable Commissioner for Education, congratulations. Dr. Okon Effiong Asukwo, Dr. Godswill Owoche Antai, Dr. Eunice Awaji Kolo, Dr. Imabong Okoko Lesien, Dr. Ogechukwu Udoka Ihanacho, Dr. Onyinyechi Ijoma Amarachukwu, Dr. Gerald Ugochukwu Agoni, Dr. Daisy Adesuwa Nwokeli, Dr. Agboitu Basi, Dr. Patience Bauda Ebu, Dr. Eledet Eyoma Obong, Dr. Idongesep Timothy, Dr. Anne Uregi Agi, Dr. Lauren Okayi Ikwole, Dr. Emmanuel Sani, Dr. Godwin Okon Edemeko. Faculty of Management Sciences, Dr. Francis Idige Ahakiri, Dr. Chidi Benson Nwafo, Dr. Anambuk Ete Akpan, Dr. Eno Ode Osade, Dr. Christopher Etem Nyong, Dr. Adenike Adesola Fadenipo, Dr. Department of Banking and Finance, Dr. Augustine Okpaje Eba, Dr. Udeme Okon Efanga, Dr. Joseph Oti Inej. Department of Business Management, Dr. Naomi Isang Eni, Dr. Esien Ubi Odem, Dr. Samuel Ekmede, Dr. Faith Basi Otosi, Dr. Hope Ukam Edodi, Dr. Otu Ekpeyon Efa Otu, Dr. Aniekan Bartolomeo Dubudo, Dr. Basi Okon Eyo, Dr. Inemesi Enodon Uwa, Dr. Celestine Chidiogu Igwebe, Dr. John Amamize Umolu, Dr. Samuel Iventus Bena, Dr. Matthew Ntobili Enya, Dr. Catherine Icheni Adoshie Awa, Dr. Effiong Ekpeyon Umunna, Dr. Solomon Uwem Matthew, Dr. Effiong Ekpeyon Umana, Dr. Enei Margaret Odibu, Dr. Kufre Isong Uwa, Dr. Abasiakan Ego, Department of Marketing, Dr. Ogozi Basi Eko, Dr. Agnes Eden Basi, Dr. Catherine Basi, Department of Public Administration, Dr. Faustina Diko Baba Iyogun, Dr. Achibong Edem Ayonba, Dr. Ofem Ibo Esepa. Can you hurry up, please? Dr. Okon Effiong Enemi, Dr. Robert Aki Ofre, Dr. Chima Bonaventure Ukwoji, Dr. Emmanuel Richard Awubi, Dr. Victor Oga Obu, Dr. Okoy Sunday Ubi, Dr. Victor Idowu Ejeheri, Dr. Eyong Basi Eyong, Dr. Elijah Otuatum, Dr. Emmanuel Ugochukwu Shems, Dr. Cynthia Ekwo Nkasi, Dr. Glory Ogechi Igile, Dr. Christiania Effiong Awad, Dr. Samson Uche Nwabani, Dr. Nwana Ita Okon, Dr. Friedman Igbebri Oga, Dr. Esien Ibianewa, Dr. Benita Basi Ikpeme, Dr. Abigail Efiotu Duke, Dr. Grace Ebenezer Simon, Dr. Patience Joel Arnold, Dr. Effiong Okon Effiong, Dr. Grace Elejo Ochiama, Dr. Akpan Anwatum Etetum, Dr. Rijani James, Dr. Ubang Okokon Basi, Faculty of Medical Laboratory Sciences, Dr. Akwem Okon Akpan, Dr. Kopona Basi Ofo, Dr. Ima Bong Ekam, Dr. Anthony Uchenna Emeribe, Dr. Anthony Osondu Ugu, Department of Clinical Chemistry and Immunology, Dr. Francis Awusha Oga, Dr. Blessing Onyinyechi Umamba, Dr. Etum Onuka, Department of Hematology and Blood Transfusion, and again Department of Medical Parasitology and Entomology, Dr. Solomon Asukwo Ben, Dr. Ubong Kerenam Etan, Dr. Bernard Ekpan Monjo, Department of Medical Bacteriology, Mycology and Mycology, Dr. Ime Ibat Ofonime, Dr. Mary Richard Orok, Dr. Gokola Ofiong Eyo, Faculty of Physical Sciences, Department of Geology, Dr. Paul Alexander Udofia, Dr. Samuel Izama Uga, Dr. Nyong Victor Etum, Dr. Ekowu Chidozie Vincent, Dr. Johnson Matthew Hilili, Dr. Bernard Boniface Emmett. Department of Pure and Applied Chemistry, Dr. Jeffrey Udiande, Dr. Udwam Anthony Ubaja, Dr. Daniel Iwara Muze, Department of Computer Science, Dr. Ekoro Igor Ekoro, Dr. Obenone Ogbobasi, Prince Onebeni Ana, Anthony Obugo Otuku, Dr. Emmanuel Ubene Oyoita, Dr. Anthony Okpe Okwori, Dr. Ate Enyiniyi Okwom, Department of Mathematics, Dr. Samson Marshall Ime, Dr. Kainde Oseni Senge, Dr. Christiana Friday Igri. Department of Physics, Dr. Utibe Akpanbili, Dr. Mfongang Erim Agbo, Dr. Jackson Kenny Lewis, Dr. Edet Asuko Thompson, Dr. Mona Lisa Blessing Amadi, Dr. Paul Erengworo Ohaki, Dr. Julius Ochiribo Idago, Dr. Henry Uzoma Emelwe, Dr. Arthur Nwachukwu, Faculty of Social Science, Department of Economics, Dr. Jacob Oga Owan, Dr. Jacinta Onyekachi Elom, Dr. Eberhum Noel, Dr. Asukwo Nkeruwem Basi, Dr. Michael John Etuburo, Dr. Scholastica Ashibonye Abuamasi, Dr. Chukwunonso Valentine Amoke, Dr. Bethlehem Ejago Owaneno, Dr. Dachi Iwara Arigo, Dr. Samuel Owe Abang, Dr. Chimela Ogbonnaya Tubike Ogubwe, Dr. Eko Usang Igri, Dr. Chris Oga Manuel, Dr. Onyedikachi Michael Okafor, Dr. Ene Edet Ene, Department of Political Science, Dr. Stosin Zacchaeus Olukoya, Dr. Galadima Saidu Aliyu, Dr. Ogbonya Ageji Idam, Dr. Emmanuel Unimke Ulai, Dr. Betian Joseph Atanke, Dr. Sunday Abuniye, Dr. Justin Ishantuyeniye Ube, Dr. Esofiong Asukwo Edet, Dr. Edward Unimke Utam, Dr. Margaret Ubi One, Dr. Deborah Oden Adie, Dr. David Egu, Department of Sociology, DK Emanuela Ignatius Mbe Oje, Okokon Edem, Pius Unimanjia, John Paul Udom, Yaya Jamilu, Otobong Ikobong Emanson, Emmanuel Nko, Matthew Adewale, Dr. Lynn Edwin Basi, Dr. Dudwamogom Paul Akpabio, Dr. Beckhamson Emmanuel, my own father, Baji Odu Eko, Dr. Mfon Gabriel Agban, Dr. Kenneth Bison, Dr. Victoria Udeme Edet. Congratulations.
Our honorable visitor, our amiable Executive Secretary, National University Commission, the Senate of the University of Calabar has resolved that an honorary degree of Doctor of Science, Honorary Causa, be conferred on Chief Dr. Anyanwu Okechukwu. I therefore call on the University Orator, Dr. Alexander Timothy, to present Chief Dr. Anyanwu Okechukwu for his degree.
The chairman of today's occasion, please permit me to leverage the already beautifully established protocol. The fabric of greatness is woven on the loom of courage. The courage to dare, the courage to venture, the courage to strike out into unknown terrain, to explore unfamiliar vistas, and using the thread of persistence and resilience with success and craft prominence. Our dear Malabite, you do not have to stand to be visible. Even if you were to lie down, you would still be visible. Not because of vertical advantage, but because of your tall and highly elevated resume. Yes, sir, indulge us by standing for an ovation. He was to stand for an ovation. Please, can you give him the ovation? It was the season of births, and our distinguished Malabite, Chief Dr. Anyanwu Okechukwu, was born on the 3rd of November 1972 in Obolotang, Nishalambano local government area of Imo State, to the family of Chief and Mrs. Anyanwu Charles Onyema KSM, as the first of 5 successful children. But he was not the only one that was born on that day in that community. It might interest us to know that even when Chief Dr. Anyanwu Okechukwu went to community primary school, Iowa, Otepe, in Atani local government area of Anambra State in 1984, he wasn't the only one. When he graduated from the Comprehensive Secondary School on Onitsha in 1990, he wasn't the only one. And when this great Malabite bagged the Bachelor of Medical Laboratory Science degree of the University of Calabar in 1998, he wasn't the only one. Ladies and gentlemen, greatness is not constructed by being without company or by being a lone star. It's not by, now you know what I come. It is contrived and fabricated by one's capacity to be in the company of luminous stars, and yet by sheer extraordinary luminance remain outstanding and distinguished. That's the story of our recipient, Chief Dr. Anyanwu Okechukwu. After his National Youth Service as a medical laboratory scientist at the Federal Medical Center of War, Ondo State, its excellent performance earned him an appointment offer as medical laboratory scientist, but owing to his resilience and his determination to pave a way into greatness, he declined that offer. And that is why we have him here. Our distinguished Malabite sought for greener pastures, and this took him to Germany, where he got many certifications and worked as a laboratory scientist, but that did not stop him. In recognition of the medical gaps in Nigeria health sector, especially in the area of laboratory science, in 2005, he established an indigenous medical scientific laboratory company known as the DCL Laboratory Products Limited, a company which is ISO 900-2015 certified, and he had expanded rapidly with presence in many West African countries, including Ghana, Liberia, Sierra Leone, and the Gambia, providing employment to over 500 persons. 70% of them are youths in laboratory science, biomedical science, electronic engineering, life science professionals, and so on. And many of them, ladies and gentlemen, are Malabites. This distinguished Malabite, through his organization, has provided top-notch, state-of-the-art facilities in our federal tertiary hospitals, including the University of Calabar Teaching Hospital, the Nnamdi Azikiwe Teaching Hospital, University of Uyo Teaching Hospital, Aminu Kano Teaching Hospital, the National Hospital Abuja, Federal Medical Center Moya, among others. During the COVID-19 pandemic, his organization constructed and equipped over 70 molecular PCR laboratories across Africa. These laboratories and their well-trained personnel played pivotal roles in the fight against the raging virus. Over 200 Nigerian personnel were trained from 52 federal hospitals on PCR molecular biology technology. His company further designed and developed a biobank for the storage of vaccines at recommended temperatures. The Anya Okechukwu Foundation has provided scholarship to many persons. He has conducted 5 capacity medical interventions that have contributed to the wellness of thousands of Nigerians. His endeavors have been numerously recognized within the country and beyond. He is a recipient of a retinue of awards, including the Healthcare Excellence Award for 2016, for 2017, for 2018, for 2019, for 2020, for 2021, for 2022, and counting. He has several awards from the Medical Laboratories Council of Nigeria for his contribution to the development of the medical sciences. He got the award in 2019, Award of Excellence by the Association of Resident Doctors in Nigeria, 2019 Award of Excellence by the Association of Resident Doctors in Nigeria, Award of Honor by Committee of Chief Medical Directors, Federal Tertiary Hospitals in Nigeria, Africa's Best World-Class Quality Laboratory Equipment Product Company of the Year 2023 by World Quality Alliance 2023, Institutions Award of Excellence by Celebrate LAB West Africa in recognition of being a consistent sponsor of human capacity development in laboratories across Africa. In November 2023, he was honored with a doctorate degree in business management and leadership by the Welders University in Benin Republic in recognition for his contribution to the development of the scientific laboratory business in Benin Republic. He is the owner of Obolo Ishalambanu. Ladies and gentlemen, these great Malabites and Malabrises, I present to you for the award of a Doctorate of Science degree honorary course of our great university, one of the distinguished products of the Federal Republic of Malabar, a serious philanthropist and accomplished medical laboratory scientist, a business mogul, and a lover of the University of Calabar, Chief Dr. Ayawu Okechukwu.
By the authority invested in me as Chancellor of the University of Calabar, and in accordance with the provisions of the University Statute, I confer on you the Honorary Doctor of Science with all the rights and privileges attached thereto. Congratulations.
The Honorable Visitor, our own Executive Secretary, National Universities Commission, Mr. Chancellor, the Senate of the University of Calabar has resolved that an honorary degree of Doctor of Business Administration, honoris causa, be conferred on Dame Winifred Akpani, I will therefore call on the University Orator, Professor Tony Enyang, to present Dame Winifred Akpani for her degree.
Very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, every seed, as is naturally evident, contains its greatness that manifests in time. The story of the lady who turned 200,000 naira into a multi-million-dollar oil and gas business is a tale of the infinite possibilities that can be enabled by integrity, hard work, ambition, and excellence. It is an inspiring tale of the heroic exploits of a woman in a male-dominated society. Our very beloved Dame Mrs. Winifred Akpani, officer of the Federal Republic, is the heroine of that story, the elements of which she is an embodiment of. Born on the wings of grace, and fueled by determination, capacity, and passion, she is an entrepreneurship Amazon, a leading light in the oil and gas industry in Nigeria. And like that light which cannot be hidden, Dame Winifred Akpani provides illumination both near and far and across north, south, east, and west. Dame Winifred Akpani is the founder and chief executive officer of Northwest Petroleum and Gas Company Limited. It is an indigenous and oil gas trading company of international repute, involved in the importation, storage, distribution, and supply of petroleum products, as well as trading of crude oil with the NNPC. The company also produces and distributes excellent quality lubricant, the Rosarium brand, that has been so well received in the Nigerian market. She was born in Cross River. She was born in Plateau State, holds a BSc degree in mathematics with second class upper division from the University of Benin, and a postgraduate diploma in computer science from the University of Lagos. She is a fellow of both the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria and the Institute of Directors. Her post-graduation work experience started as a trainee accountant in an accounting firm, where she thereafter moved to Arthur Andersen and Company, now KPMG Professional Services. She joined Flame Petroleum and Gas Company Limited, a startup oil marketing company, as a financial controller, and rose to the position of executive director within 5 years. The quest for fulfillment made her leave in 1998 to found Northwest Petroleum and Gas Company Limited, which she is the MD and Chief Executive Officer of. The company has grown by leaps and bounds from the 200,000 naira capital-based startup supplying diesel to banks, homes, and guest houses to an international oil trading and services company with investments in the downstream, midstream, and upstream sectors of the oil and gas industry. Humanitarian service has been a defining characteristic of this business guru, from our own personal interventions and part of our corporate social responsibility to host communities and the nation. And on this front, her record is unassailable. She and the company render immeasurable support to the Nigerian Police Force, professional bodies, and several non-profit organizations in the country, with emphasis on child care, health care, education, and security. These have involved establishment of schools, construction of police stations, provision of health and safety services, child care and protection, as well as women empowerment. Specifically, in the University of Calabar Teaching Hospital, she carried out an extensive renovation of an admission block for orthopedic and oncology patients. That admission section of the hospital, with about 25 bed spaces, called Northwest, is fitted with oxygen and emergency equipment for resuscitation of patients and, of course, other facilities. Other CSR, that's corporate social responsibility initiatives, include contribution towards programs such as the Lagos State Domestic and Sexual Violence Response Team, the Lagos State Mobile Cancer Center program, and numerous religious organizations across faith. She has received numerous awards from the oil and gas sector and also from the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria. In 2009, she was honored with a papal award of Pro Ecclesia et Pontifice, meaning in Latin, for church and hope, by Pope Benedict XVI. Also known as the Cross of Honor, this is an award given for distinguished service in the church, or to the church and humanity. In 2019, she was also honored with the Provincial Silver Jubilee Award by His Grace, Most Reverend Joseph Ikue, the Metropolitan Archbishop of Calabar, in recognition of her standing contributions and dedication towards the growth of the Catholic Church in the Archdiocese and Province of Calabar. In September 2021, Dame Akpani was honored with a papal award of Knight of Sylvester the Pope by His Holiness Pope Francis. In 2023, she was honored with the award of the Officer of the Order of the Federal Republic, OFR. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is in recognition of all the above, her towering example, her selflessness, her industry, her generosity in sharing her blessings with others, her inspiration, her humility and impact on society, that this woman has substance and elegance, beauty of body, beauty of spirit, beauty of heart, held high by God Almighty, Dame Akpani, Officer of the Federal Republic, was unanimously nominated by the Senate of the University of Calabar for the award of Doctor of Business Administration honoris causa. It is my honor to present her to the 36th Convocation for the award. Thank you.
By the authority vested in me as the Chancellor of the University of Calabar, and in accordance with the provisions of the University Statute, I confer on you honorary degree of Business Administration with all the rights and privileges attached thereto, to our own University of Calabar trustee of Unical Endowment Fund, Dame Winnie Akpan. Congratulations.
Causa be conferred on Lady Bamijoko Tola Abike Johnson. I therefore call on the University Orator, Dr. Mrs. Teresa Bay Akpama, to present Lady Bamijoko Tola Abike Johnson for her degree.
Chairman, I'd like to stand on the existing protocol that have been so well established. From a footage in the HopeCon, the Horizon Africa Media Project, the South African ANC women told the government at the time, if you educate a woman, you have educated the nation. If you strike a woman, you have struck a rock. And if you recognize a woman, you have peace and stability. How true that is. And that's exactly what this woman, Lady Tola Johnson, stands for. A woman who believes that she can. Ladies and gentlemen, we have gathered here this afternoon to recognize a woman of substance, a woman of honor, who is going to be awarded an honorary doctorate degree of Doctor of Agricultural Economics, D.A.E. honoris causa of the University of Calabar. And this award is going to be given to this lady, Tola Johnson, who is the Cross River State consultant on poultry value chain, a board member, Cross River State of Business Council, board member, soya beans production, a board, in fact, a director of Abola Farms Limited, board member, real estate and micro-lending institutions, a co-negotiator, African Ports Establishment Committee and Company, and trustee of the Cross River State Humanitarian Eco-Green Foundation. This is a woman who believes that our nation, our earth, the planet, can be made real and more beautiful and more comfortable for humanity. Education and training. Lady Tola graduated from the University of Illinois with a bachelor's degree in geology and mineral sciences. She holds certificates in strategic management and leadership from Swam's Institute in Dubai. She has attended several courses at the international level in poultry farming. She is really good in that. The young lady Johnson has equally attended the Ross Whitney real estate investment courses in the United Kingdom. She has benefited from these courses in farming and agricultural commodity training. She is a seasoned, experienced, and professional agricultural economist. She has presented several papers at soya beans conferences in Atlanta, USA, and in Lagos, Nigeria. She has served as a discussant at the Eco Bank Agric Summit in Lagos, Nigeria. Contributions to society. Growing up from a humble parentage, Tola learns the value of working quietly. In fact, she has played many roles in her life. She has played the roles of liaising and bringing to the country and to the continent a lot of contracts that have yielded several millions of dollars. She has done so many other things. Time would not permit me. But I just want to tell us that this woman we're talking about is a woman, a beautiful woman, a woman of honor, a woman who believes that she cannot just pass through this earth without making it. I just want to say, well, I have been asked to stop there. I want to tell you, and I want to present this woman as an amiable, dynamic, versatile, energetic, resourceful, and a go-getter, an agricultural and estate developer. She's a queen in her right. In public relations, she is a practitioner, a wonderful practitioner. Ingenious in public affairs, a bulldozer of progress in agricultural economics, a creative, innovative, charming young lady for our example, particularly the young people. I present to you Lady Tola Johnson for this award. Congratulations, Madam.
By the authority vested in me as the Chancellor of the University of Calabar, and in accordance with the provisions of the University Statute, I confer on you the honorary degree of Doctor of Agricultural Economics, honoris causa, with all the rights and privileges attached thereto. Congratulations, Tola Johnson.
kind permission of the honorable visitor, I will want to call on these eminent Nigerians who are recipients of this great honor to make a statement. And we are giving them just 3 minutes each to make their statements. In no special order, let me call on Chief Dr. Anyanwu Okechukwu to step forward and make the statement.
The esteemed Pro-Chancellor, here ably represented, members of the University of Calabar Governing Board, the Vice-Chancellor and Deputy Vice-Chancellors, the faculty members, Dean of Colleges, Heads of Departments, Heads of Units, amiable lecturers, members of staff, distinguished guests, and graduates. My fellow awardees, my dear wife, my friends, family, members of the press. I am deeply honored and sincerely grateful to accept this prestigious honorary doctorate degree in science. It is an honor I will carry with prestige and humility. The University of Calabar, with its rich history and commitment to excellence, the University of Calabar, with its history and commitment for excellence, to have been a beacon of learning and innovation, to be recognized by such an incredible institution is both a privilege and profound responsibility, a responsibility I cannot, sorry, I missed something. The University of Calabar, with its rich history and commitment to excellence, has been a beacon of learning and innovation. To be recognized by such an incredible institution is both a privilege and a profound responsibility. A responsibility to inspire, to lead, and to contribute tirelessly to the betterment of our society through scientific discoveries and innovations. To me, this recognition is not only a testament of my dedication to the field of life, but also a beautiful acknowledgement of the collective efforts of countless members for countless mentors, colleagues, loved ones who have supported me in this journey. I like to also sincerely appreciate the efforts of the entire medical laboratory community, a community of dedicated professionals who work tirelessly behind the scene without seeking recognition or praise whatsoever. To my colleagues in the field, I share this honor with you. This honor serves as a reminder of the importance of our work and the profound impact it has on the healthcare landscape. I am therefore profoundly grateful to the Faculty of Medical Laboratory Science and the administration of this esteemed institution for bestowing upon me this great honor. Your recognition inspires me to continue to push boundaries of knowledge and innovation in the field of medical laboratory science and the university at large. I also want to express my heartfelt appreciation to my colleagues and mentors who have guided and supported me throughout my journey. Your expertise, wisdom, unwavering dedication to excellence has been a constant source of inspiration to me. To my family, friends, and loved ones, I owe an intense debt of gratitude. Your endless encouragement, understanding, love has sustained me through the challenges and triumph of this journey. This honor is as much a reflection of your effort as it is my effort. As I accept this award today, I do so with promise to continue my commitment to community services, to mentor the next generation of scientists and entrepreneurs, and to uphold the values of excellence, integrity, and service to the university embodies. To the medical laboratory community, I pledge to uphold the profession values which defines our noble profession. Today, let us continue to advance the frontiers of medical laboratory science, striving towards a faculty of medical laboratory science at the University of Calabar. Thank you once again for this incredible honor. I am truly humbly and deeply moved by this recognition. Sorry about the braids. I don't have my glasses at the moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, I now call on Dame Winifred Akpani to step forward and make a statement.
Good afternoon, very distinguished personalities here. Please permit me to stand on existing protocol. I wish to thank the university very graciously for this honor today, and I wish to also state that I'm a very proud Nigerian. I love being a Nigerian. I have worked all my life in Nigeria, and I'll continue to work in Nigeria. Particularly, I want to say a big thank you to the people of Calabar, Cross River State. My name sounds like a name from here, but it's a Delta name. I'm from Delta, my husband is Delta, but Calabar has become home to me. Since I came here about 16 years ago, I have flourished as a person, my business has flourished, and the least I could ever have done was to choose to do quite a bit of things in Calabar, and I'm happy to have done those. This award today, I think, is a call to do a lot more. It took me a lot, sense of responsibility and humility. It took me a lot to accept this. And believe me when I say that I don't believe in honors, I'm sorry, but I guess they come. From wherever they come. And since they say it's a recognition, I know there are a lot of people who do quite a lot more that maybe for some reason they are not recognized. So today I'd like to dedicate this to all those hardworking Nigerians who continue to give service to mankind. I thank you all. But specifically I want to say thank you to my husband, who is always of immense support. It's not very easy for a woman to advance and excel in anything you do. But with the help of my husband, who always tells me you can do better. Every day he tells me you can do better. And I wonder how much better can I do. So I say thank you. Unfortunately, he's unable to be here physically, but I say thank you to him, to my family, and to my staff in Calabar. I have the most awesome staff in Calabar. They're so dedicated. They love what they do, and they love impacting the lives of the people of Calabar. So coming back to the university, I want to encourage the graduates today. Fortunately, they are not very young graduates since they're PhDs, but please give back to society. The society has given a lot to you. please give back to society. Together we can build Nigeria and make it a better place. To this female Vice Chancellor here, I'm very proud of you. I said to them, look, I refuse, but this time is a woman, so I will accept, because she's a woman and she doesn't let you be. You have to answer her. So I say thank you, and I pledge my support. I'm not in the habit of making public donations. I don't like to. But I assure you, I will do what I have to do. So thank you all. Thank you very much.
The Honorable Visitor, you may also wish to hear from Lady Tola Abike Johnson.
Good afternoon, distinguished guests seated here. I will also I will leverage on the existing protocols. Today I stand there so humbled, and I really want to appreciate Madam VC for your tenacity, for all that you're doing, not just for womanhood, but for society, impacting lives. Thank you very much for all you're doing. It's well appreciated. For this honor, I really want to say a big thank you to God for making it possible, for making it a reality. Again, the agricultural space where I operate, I have to say a big thank you to Cross River State government for giving me all the opportunities to actually come into this state. As a Yoruba woman, when people hear that I'm in Calabar, they're like, what are you doing in Calabar? It's quite a distance, but the cosmopolitan nature of the people of Cross River, you all accepted me. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for making me contribute my own quota to train 35 plumbers in this state, young people who never got a certificate, who finally got that when I organized that training. Again, a big thank you to the predecessor of the last administration, Senator Professor Ben Ayade, for all the agro-industrialization opportunity that he also gave me to bring in my own talents to do what I did. And for Governor Otu, for all that he's doing to actually continue that. I want to say a big thank you. Again, for what we're doing in society, the agricultural space, food security is something that we all must take on. It's a big challenge in the country, and we just must take it on. We can't allow our young people, children, to grow up without well-developed brains. And that's why I operate very much in the soybean space. Because soybeans is being developed, is a crop that enables good quality brain development. Nigerians are deemed as very brilliant people, very intelligent people. You can imagine, still, with all that, there is a lot of protein deficiency in the country. And that's one of the reasons why I've taken on, soybean side of agriculture to develop it. And we're doing that very much, which has given us a lot of, international recognition. And again, Unical giving this to us. I really want to say a big thank you. We will not stop on food security challenges, protein deficiency challenges. We will not stop. We will continue. We're involved in training of young people through the Soya Excellence Center, which is a project being, organized and sponsored by United States Soya Export Council. And of course, the opportunity is there for agricultural students to participate in some of those courses, whereby you will learn more. It's not just what is being taught in the classes that you need in the industry. We will be there to support you as an advisory council member. We will continue to support you to ensure that you get the necessary training to enable you to do much better for society. Again, I want to say thank you, Cross River State, thank you, University of Calabar, thank you for giving this honor to me. I really do appreciate it. Thank you very much. Good afternoon all.
Honorable visitor, with your kind permission, let me call on Professor Ernest Asikong to induct this young mind into the University of Calabar Alumni Association. And I give you just 3 minutes to do that.
Thank you very much. Let me align myself on the already well-established protocols. I'm standing here to do a very simple task based on the powers conferred on me by the Chairman Board of Trustees of the alumni of this great university in the person of Right Honorable Bright Omokodion, who was 2 times Speaker of Edo State House Assembly, and by extension, the National President of the alumni of this great institution in the person of Professor Yakubu Aboki Ichefu, who is currently the Executive Secretary of the Committee of Vice Chancellors. On this note, may I please request all the graduates, PhD graduates, to please stand. And may I also humbly request our honorary awardees to please stand. Due respect. On this induction, please, ICT, flash the induction pledge on the screen so that we can be on the same page. Please, you read after me and include your name on the dotted lines. I, having been awarded the PhD and Honorary Chancellor of this great University of Calabar, Nigeria, do solemnly pledge that I will dedicate myself to the service of humanity with the knowledge and skills acquired in this university. I will uphold the honor, dignity, and integrity of the University of Calabar at all times. I will contribute to the continual development of the alma mater, the University of Calabar, to the best of my ability. I will never do or say anything that would dishonor her. And finally, I will treat all the alumni of the University of Calabar as fellow members of the same intellectual family, irrespective of their religious, ethnic, or cultural background. So help me God. It is therefore my privilege and honor to formally induct you into the alumni of this great university. Congratulations. Please sit down, and I also prepare some other matter. Thank you very much. Please permit me to acknowledge the fact that our great university has contributed immensely toward the development of this country. The senior city president is an alumnus of this university.
To exempt tertiary institutions from the IPPAs, as mentioned by the VC earlier on, as a way of freeing them from the encumbrances of bureaucracy. This matter is now totally laid to rest, as the Federal Executive Council has cleared the guidelines on governance and financial institutions for universities, thus giving powers back to universities as provided for under the Relevant Act. I believe by next week, the university should be receiving from the Executive Secretary of the National University Commission those guidelines so that universities and all tertiary education institutions are no longer encumbered. but I must hasten to say that this autonomy must be utilized responsibly and with common sense. And the guidelines clearly provide that there will be consequences for breach of extant regulations. I'm also happy to inform you that very soon, as a complement to what I've just said, the universities will have their councils in place. I am aware of the difficulty that parents and their wards face in the noble endeavors to sponsor their education. To mitigate this difficulty, this administration introduced a student loan scheme intended to liberalize access to tertiary education by our teeming and qualified youth, whose resourcefulness will have a positive impact on our nation. The scheme, which is wide-ranging in nature, is set to commence very soon. All students in tertiary institutions and those on training to acquire skills qualifications are eligible. Every Nigerian child must be supported to have access to education that is empowering and assures him decent livelihood. Ladies and gentlemen, I once more congratulate the graduates, having been adjudged worthy in character and learning. I urge you all to be ever conscious of your responsibility to yourself, family, institution, and our country. Be good ambassadors and demonstrate the virtues which you have acquired through the application of your learnings and good character. Let the degree awarded remind you of your obligation to society and humanity. Use your education wisely to the benefit of all. By so doing, you show that you are a good citizen that your country should be proud of. Finally, I wish to assure you that this administration is ever prepared to make our beloved country a place of boundless opportunities for all for the realization of our full potentials as a country. Once more, congratulations. Thank you.
Allow you so quickly. The maze has to lead. What? The maze has to lead. Yes. Okay. The Chancellor 1 minute. And then the maze.
Where is it? Let me just close it.
The honorable visitor, ably represented here by the Honorable Minister for Education, the Executive Secretary, National University Commission, the representative of the ES State Fund, the Executive Governor of Cross River State, ably represented here by the Honorable Commissioner for Education, the Chancellor, Havila University, ladies and gentlemen, I now formally invite the Chancellor, who is represented here by the Vice Chancellor, to declare the 36th convocation ceremony of the University of Doctorate. Into the
Honorable visitor, I have the pleasure of declaring close the 36th convocation of the University of Calabar. Thank you for coming.
Let's stand where we are. Let's remain standing where we are, please, as the visitor leaves. Please, cameraman, can we clear the aisle? Please. Please, let's remain where we are. All graduates, please. Remain where you are, please.
For all of you, congratulations.
Please, photographers, take your trade out for now. Let the aisle be free. Please stay where you are till the visitor is out. Please let the aisle be free. Principal officers to leave, please, so that Senate members can join them. Please, clear the aisle. If you have no business there, please don't. Senate members, please. Senate members, please, you can join. Unical radio, are you here?